Can you guys remind me for a sec, why do we take the flu shot again? Isn't it to stop us from getting the severe flu that would kill us? Because that was the original statement that was made when, with the flu shot. And then people just started, you know, in defense being like, no, it makes you less of a risk of getting the flu or the type of flu that kills you, which makes no sense. Doesn't make any sense. Why would I put something in my body like that if it wasn't there to do its job? Like the reason why you get, a tetanus shot is because it stops that, from you getting sick from stepping on a rusty nail or something. You know what I mean? Or an infection with penicillin. You take penicillin, you put that medicine in your body because it stops the infection from killing you. The flu shot was supposed to stop you from getting the flu. It didn't. It did the opposite, actually. And when I stopped getting the flu shot, when I was 17 years old, I am 29 years old, and I have not had the flu since I was 17 years old. I have not had the flu. My mom has been sick multiple times. She gets the flu shot. Everybody that I knew that was still getting the flu shot was over and over again in and out of the hospital for life-threatening symptoms like fever, flu, like serious flu that almost killed them. For 10 years straight, just constantly sick all the time. And they're all getting flu shot. I have literally been waiting to get the flu since I was 17 years old, thinking like, when am I going to get the flu? And if I get it, is it going to kill me? Because I stopped getting the flu shot. I mean, from 17 to 29, that's a really, really long time. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm clear. I'm pretty sure I'm good. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, add that up, you know what I mean? So you do realize that your argument, right, against people that aren't getting vaccinated is void. It's invalid because you're stating that, you're getting this vaccine to stop the spread of COVID-19. That was the original statement behind this. Don't fucking switch it up. Don't start changing your narrative. Don't start saying, no, that's not what we said. That's exactly what was said. Just along with the other things that I just used as examples. Right? So how would you be affected by me not getting the vaccine? How would that put you at more of a risk? What you do does not affect me. What I do does not affect you. If you're getting a vaccine to protect you from a fucking virus, that means that you have done the actions necessary in your mind to protect yourself from a virus, and now you're protected from the virus or protected from the stronger strands that could potentially kill you, which is also false. Doesn't even exist. People are dying and getting sick from COVID still after they've gotten vaccinated. On top of it, people are dying from the vaccination and also having, serious health issues. That has changed their life forever, actually. And go look it up. Flu shot's done it too. They say, oh, it's like a 1 in a million chance. Yeah, okay. People are having seizures, whatever. But bottom line is, this is insane. I can't believe people are really feeding into this and they're buying into it. But it is too late. It has been set in stone. It is official that we're going to be completely locked out of society and completely locked out of every establishment that we need in order to thrive in this world, in its foundation, its system. It got you on its foundation, it got you on its system, and then it locked you in using the vaccine and fear. Now you can't get out. You belong to it. It belongs to you. And if everybody had to get the vaccine because they were forced to. If not, they would lose their jobs, their careers, not be able to go to school. This system rejects you if you don't get this. There's never been a time in history that this has happened, by the way. You can go ahead and compare it to other times in history, but there's never been a time where you couldn't buy, trade, or sell ever without having this vaccine or anything like it. So maybe Revelations was right, but in the end of the day, bottom line is, here's another opportunity for bullies to bully people. People are already like that in nature. They're evil. They like to bully people. They like to correct their grammar and correct your fucking spelling. You know, little teacher's pet, little fucking goofballs, right? That, submit to any fucking authority willingly, even if they're wrong or right, they don't care. But here's the thing, the system that you live in and that you are owned by is corrupt, distorted, and its entire foundation was built on corruption and greed. It found a way to give a resolution, but at the same time profit from your suffering. If you were a criminal, if you had a criminal history like I do, then you would be able to see this as a monopoly, as a pyramid scheme, as a way for people at the top to leverage things against you to make money and profit off of you, and also have control. So if I was somebody, right, listen, it's wisdom, it's intelligence. Believe it or not, this system, this plan, this agenda has been unrolled over hundreds of years. It's very, very strategic, very intelligent. It's very sophisticated. And a human being can't see it in a human being's very short lifespan of comprehension. Like, your comprehension level doesn't have the capacity to be able to understand or comprehend what is actually happening, because it's been unrolled over hundreds of years. Therefore, it would take a certain period of time to identify the traits that are taking place in order to identify what's actually happening. But see, some of us have a connection to the universe. Some of us have universal knowledge. Some of us are spiritual and connected to the Creator, connected to God. And we have a knowledge source that the average person doesn't have. In fact, they reject it. They deny God, they deny themselves, and they call it, a contradiction and whatever else, right? Okay. Right. So here's the thing, right? It's too late. You know what I mean? It's this was going to happen regardless of people's votes, regardless of people's protests, because this is a prophecy unfolding. This is biblical. It absolutely has nothing to do with mankind, but everything to do with mankind. This is beyond what one could even fathom. But I knew this the entire time. 10 years ago, I was talking about these times. I didn't say that there was going to be a vaccine. I didn't, or a virus, but even Bill Gates did, though. Bill Gates did. Yeah, he said that like 8 years ago. There's a video. It's on TED Talks. Look it up. And he said this was coming, and then that there would be a vaccine. Oh, well, how convenient. I'm pretty sure they kind of released this virus and then, had an entire plan on how they were going to lock in the New World Order completely. And of course, right, just all you have to do is offer something that somebody need, or offer something that people need. And, then it feels to that person like you're doing them a favor, right? So it would be very simple for me to exploit human beings, because all I would really actually have to do is pretend to be your friend, and then tell you, oh, you better watch out. Why? For what? That guy, that guy died over there, and that woman over there, she died because, she didn't take these magic pills that I've been taking, and, I can sell you some, no? What do you mean? What? Oh, well, listen, science even proves it. Like, all you gotta do is use science and say science and math, and then, oh, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, I'll take it. How much? Right there. I've created the fear, I've created the narrative, and then I gave you the solution. I sold you the solution. It's easy. It's easy to exploit and manipulate people and profit off of people's ignorance and fear and lack of knowledge. It's pretty easy, actually. The average person is pretty docile. me being someone with a criminal history, I really didn't find any scenario that I couldn't take advantage of when I really needed to. People were easy to exploit, and that's why they can't see what I can see. That's why they don't know what I know. So the same thing with water and food and whatever else. They stole the land, they stole the resources, and then they sold them back to you and taxed it 4 times for each transaction. You know, so they're charging us for everything. You know, we are nothing but squeezing a lemon for everything it's got and then throwing it in the trash. That's basically what the system does to you. Um, Ask all the veterans. Ask like, all the retired and elderly, and how they get turned out in the end of their life. Uh, it's pretty sad. But anyways, this is the system that you serve. This is the system that you bow down to and submit to, and that you re- reform to or conform to. Did I say that right? I don't know. But anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. But here's the thing: I don't know how people are bullying other people because they didn't get vaccinated or get the vaccine, and they're saying that you're putting us all at risk. You're putting us all at risk. I'm scared and I'm gonna die if you don't get the vaccine. Like, are you fucking delusional? You know how fucking delusional that is? Wow. What the fuck are you even getting the vaccine for in the first place? If you're still scared to get the virus and you're just looking for a reason to get angry at fucking somebody that's not getting the vaccine. In the system, which is fucking crazy, the government is supporting this narrative and actually creating the narrative saying if you don't get your vaccine, you're a fucking bad person. And look at what happened to Fred. He thought that he shouldn't get the vaccine, and look what happened to him. Like, they're literally, bro, like, I have never seen the government act so fucking sus. Like, whoa. It's pretty fucking clear that they're doing this intentionally, trying to turn everybody in society against you if you don't get vaccinated and force everyone to get vaccinated, so they have the numbers and they got the power and the influential power. Just because 20 people are walking in the same direction doesn't mean that they're walking in the right direction. It just means there's so many people walking in one direction, you would automatically assume this must be the correct direction to walk because there's so many fucking people doing it. Not everybody could have been tricked or deceived, right? Wrong. There are a lot of people that are doing things wrong together, walking in the same direction, not even knowing that they're going towards their fate. So it's actually human behavior. It's typical human behavior. It's almost natural. The human is flawed in this aspect. But bottom line is, you guys need to stop fucking power tripping, stop fucking trying to paint your narrative on other people and force them and fucking guilt trip them and fucking bully them about a vaccine because you're mad that they're not locked into a fucking slave system and you are. Fuck off, you weakling. Give up, give in, go be a fucking lab rat. We'll be over here, we'll be good. We have something called an immune system. You know what I mean? And all that shit you're doing to it is weakening it, making you more dependent and reliant on medical and the medical system and the government. And that's all by design. I've witnessed it many times. They do it to low income people because low income people are suffering and struggling so much that they become almost mentally unstable because of the unfair circumstances of life and how the system is built in a way that keeps you oppressed. It makes it almost impossible for you to thrive unless somebody else picks you up off the ground, and you might not have that. So people without family, like, people out without parents, you know, and then you go to the hospital freaking out because your life is going down the drain because rent is too high, your job doesn't pay enough, and you have kids and you're trying to juggle everything at the same time. And maybe the baby mom's died, maybe your mom and dad died, who knows what might have happened, but the system doesn't give a fuck who died, what happened to you. It expects you to fucking provide or to labor. I don't care what your emotional fucking problem is. I'm not giving you more than fucking 2 days off, or you lose your job and someone else will replace you. It doesn't give a fuck if you die, this system. So why do you guys support it so much? Why do you guys think it's the answer, the cure, the God? It's done nothing but extort you. And you've submitted to it. Like I said, I made a video earlier about, certain people stand up when an injustice happens to them and they speak out, which is the courageous thing to do. It's the hard thing to do. Like a woman that has been raped but won't say anything and then just continues to allow it because they've been broken mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in a way that they have been defeated completely. That's you. That is you working for the fucking dollar, being taxed and getting vaxxed. Real shit. That's you. You're allowing yourself to be fucking molested and raped and fucking extorted. And the only way somebody could mentally ever allow something like that to happen is because they're completely defeated and broken and turned out, destroyed. So you're not okay. And there is another way of life that can be lived where you don't have to rely on the system or the government or this way of life. You don't have too much of a choice at this point, right? Reality, you know what I mean? We take this life for granted. War could happen at any moment. We live free, you know what I mean? Like, your whole fucking reality could flip. So what makes you think that you deserve comfortability in the fucking first place? Like, I spent 15 years in the street homeless. You know what I mean? And then now I don't even want to attach myself to this shit. I don't even want to attach myself to this because I know it can be gone in a minute unjustly because the system is corrupt and anyone that speaks against it, all of a sudden I get targeted and all of a sudden I get an eviction notice for something that I didn't even do. But if more than one person comes together and conspires against me and they all make a report, that makes you look pretty bad. You're going to get evicted because there's multiple reports against you from multiple different people, which would conclude to the person receiving it or the management receiving the complaints that you must be guilty of that. Because one or more people have reported you. Again, here's this circle of people walking in the wrong direction, but because people think, well, there's so many of them doing it, it must be right. Well, there's the 2 or 3 reports. It must be you. It's all fucked up. It's corrupt. It's distorted. They don't investigate. They don't look. The fucking system is rigged. It's set up against you to take everything it can to get from you and then fucking chew you up and spit you out. And you'll never know until you become homeless and have to go to a fucking homeless shelter. Or if you're 14 years old and your father has you selling crack and you're growing up with fucking drug dealers and gangsters kicking doors in at 15 with a 6-year probation order from 14 to 21 years old. You don't understand what that's like, being forced into a criminal life and then being called a fucking piece of shit criminal and saying, get a job, you fucking bum. There's another one. Society is brainwashed to turn against you, to turn against the people that have been ripped off and injustice has happened to them. But as soon as you speak up against the injustice that happened to you, you become the target because the majority are against you. They have been won over through their jobs, careers, through the vaccine, through the system that they've submitted to. They are owned and they do whatever the fuck the system inflicts on them or influences them to do or say or think or feel. So you're fucked. But not really, because there is another way of life and it goes back to the roots. And you would be healthier and happier than the majority of people in their slave system if you could opt out. And you can, but eventually they're going to make it illegal to opt out of the system. And then they're going to go out into the communities of people living off grid and living off the land and pluck you out of your fucking your peace and put you in a FEMA camp unjustly because the rights no longer are. And they'll have a foreign country like China coming in and doing the dirty work for them because China don't give a fuck. I hope you're ready. It's gonna happen, so I don't know. That's the truth though. And you guys can't be bullying people because they don't want to fucking sell out. You know what I mean? And put some shit in their body they don't know what the fuck it is. Period. I don't give a fuck what no government says is good for me. I stopped getting the flu when I stopped listening to everybody else telling me that I should get the flu shot. Never had the flu again. Now you can't trick me. Now you can't fear me into doing something that fits their narrative. Whatever they're fucking testing out on people, whatever they're trying to accomplish. It's bigger than what you think. You know, if you just take a fucking minute to really think about shit, you'll be able to see it very clearly. It takes time and growth and development. And some are not capable of comprehending such intelligence. They just don't have the capability. They don't have the possibility. There's no function inside of them that does that. Like there's a part of their brain missing or something. I don't know. But they weren't meant to know. They were meant to serve this slave system and this demonic, satanic system. That's what it is. This goes back. This is biblical. It's spiritual. It has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with. This has been being rolled out and planned for a long fucking time, man. You got to see the bigger picture. 2,000 years ago plus. You got to see it. You got to know it. You got to understand it from a spiritual perspective, or else you're just not going to be able to comprehend. Period. You don't have the capacity. You just don't. So, anyways, this shit, enough is enough. I'm gonna start contacting communities that are living off grid and need somebody to join, or somebody that to join their community and contribute in whatever way that they can. Harvesting the land, building, doing labor on the land, whatever. I'll do whatever the fuck. That's just a part of life. That's real life. You gotta get up and go hunt your food. You know what I'm saying? Technology is good, but technology can still serve us in an off-grid lifestyle. So now we're just more advanced. I don't have to make a bow out of fucking wood off the ground. I can literally just order one, you know what I'm saying? But it would be good. You should be learning bushcraft skills, and that's what I am intending to do, is to learn how to do things from scratch. So I don't have to depend on a product that somebody else made. Because, imports might stop and I might be going off grid to the point where I can't order shit off Amazon. So my job is to, form myself in a way that allows me to be able to prosper and thrive if I were to be literally alone living off the land. But it won't be that bad. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like that. I'm still going to have a town to go into. I'm still going to stock up on shit like bows and axes and things that might stop being able to get mailed to me and shit. I'll grab all that shit first, build everything already so it's already built, and then the fucking shortage comes, and then all of a sudden imports shut off, and then all of a sudden Amazon shuts down, or whatever the fuck. Who knows what's gonna happen next 5 years, 5-10 years. But you don't want to be caught off guard, because then you're dead. You can't drink water, you can't eat food, unless you say, Dad, master, here, take your shot, you fucking weirdo. Here you go. Yes, please. You're gonna get fucking pimped out, man. You know what I mean? And then, you can't get the shit you need unless it's through the fucking system that enslaves you. That's not what you want, man. That's what you're already doing right now. It's only gonna get worse. You think it's gonna get better? It's not.